what the most powerful frequency to leave the human body is? Because authenticity was measured to be 4,000 times more powerful than love.
So I saw that video the other day and it has been on my mind since. I can't stop thinking about it, and I can't stop thinking about what it means to be authentic. So you and I are going to do a little bit of research, which I've already done the research. I'm just going to show you the research about what it means to be authentic and how we can feel authentic in our lives and implement that into our future goal planning. So when I was looking into that study of what the SPANE scale of emotions is and how they got their results, the way that they were measuring frequency wasn't like they got a bunch of people in a room and they like tested the frequency in the air and like sees what emotions were buzzing on like a certain level. It wasn't like that. What they did was they measured the amount of times an emotion was felt throughout a period of time. It's how frequent something was happening. So within that study, they found that people were on average feeling a sense of authenticity to be the strongest positive bearing emotion. And I'm going to get into what feeling authentic feels like and a little bit of studies that will contribute to being authentic and how it can affect our bodies in a positive way. So what does being authentic mean? Be true to your own personality, values, and spirit, regardless of the pressures that you're under to act otherwise. How does being real feel? The experience of state authenticity. They did like quite a few studies actually within this study, and one of them was asking people, when do they feel most me and least me? And what they found was that feeling ideal and feeling real and authentic are intertwined, and this is confirmed by a lot of other studies previous to them. Behaviors that elicit the sense of authenticity are also those that are socially and psychologically ideal. Second, experiences that are in line with the internalized standards of their actual selves and their ideal selves. So who you feel like you are right now and who you want to be. When those are interlapped, it creates a high level of feeling like you are most me when your actual self and your ideal self are aligning. And then finally, which also seems a little bit interesting, is that being delulu is the salulu, and a study did come across that people that possess positive illusions about themselves are more likely to feel better about themselves and feel like they're their real selves, even though it may not be real. If they feel it enough and they believe it enough, then it does actually contribute to them feeling better about themselves. Another part of this study was that having fun, engaging in familiar activities, and striving for achievement were one of the most important themes of the most me experiences. And then dominant themes of the least me feeling experiences were feelings of awkward social isolation, difficult situations, unpleasant challenges, things like that. And even further than that, the least me experiences were characterized by negative emotions, meaning anxiety, disappointment, sadness. And then the most me situations, again, were going back to relative feelings of self-esteem, self-worth, and authenticity in what you're putting out. When I do look into this frequency of this Hertz energy and what comes up for the authenticity Hertz energy, it comes up with 364, which I find interesting because the 364 Hertz energy is also the frequency of the solar plexus chakra, which is confidence and confidence of self and feeling like you're being authentic to yourself. And that's right here, which a lot of people also feel like they're, when you don't feel good and you feel like, you maybe want to just sit in a corner because you feel insecure. A lot of us feel it in our solar plexus. So what does this mean showing up for yourself in your life? A lot of this research that I'm doing is like, don't aim to please others. Don't worry about how others view you. Learn more about yourself, appreciate who you are, be confident with who you are, and all of these things. And that's all really nicely, easily said and done. But when it comes to actually doing a lot of those things, we need to figure out who it is that we are. So I think stepping towards the bliss, finding what makes you feel happy and what makes you feel fulfilled, and then doing a little bit more of that, taking actions to feel aligned in what you want for yourself. One video that I also saw that is reminiscent of all of this by Jules, the amazing tech conversationalist who I absolutely love. We talked about doing things to spark your joy online and then promptly doing those things in real life and not getting stuck online about just like watching what everyone else is doing, and actually doing the things that you want to do. So if you have that crochet video saved, or if you have any of the other things saved that you want to get doing, do that to feel fulfilled. It can dive into more about how we can be authentic to ourselves and show up for ourselves. So I'm going to jump into another study that SPANE did. What they were doing is they were looking at the subject well-being, what you could do to increase your subjective well-being, say throughout weeks or a month, and they basically took participants and they asked them to perform the 3 good things exercise, which consisted of writing down 3 positive experiences of the day, as well as their contribution to these experiences every evening. And additionally, they also planned 3 activities. One, it was a savoring experience, one was a gratitude visit, and one was a good deed of the day. And then to further deepen well-being, they chose one of these activities to realize. The main focus of their training was to increase positive emotions while also trying to reduce negative emotions and increase life satisfaction. So now that we know this about what their study led to, and it did lead to an increase, doing these things led to an increase in life satisfaction. Combination with the authenticity bit is that we're going to figure out how to be authentic and how to show up in these ways for ourselves and others to have subjectively a better life and to feel more confident and authentic in what we're doing.